A very good morning to all of you, and it's a very different session today. We have been doing the last two sessions. The first session which we have done was basic exercises for the body. Then we moved into a certain different aspects, how to build up the flexibility, agility, neuromuscular strength. And now we are moving into a very different format, which is we are talking about the oxygen advantage. Uh, I'll take you through the presentation quickly. All of you are doctors, so it will be very easy for me to speak on that. So I'll quickly take you through. So the format remains like for 10 to 10 minutes approximately. We will be doing a slide presentation and just understanding on the basics. I'll be asking some questions, and I will request you to reply into the chat box, every one of you, and then we will be going to understand our own breathing and the entire program. Okay. So let me just start sharing my screen with you, and you do let me know if you are able to view my screen. Just hold on. So is my screen visible to all the panelists and I hope to everyone. So if you can quickly put it into the chat that yes, it's visible. Okay. Okay, so let's start. I welcome to Oxygen Advantage training program. Right, it's a guidelines. Let's start with some guidelines before we begin. It's a Oxygen Advantage program is safe for majority of the people. Part of program includes the powerful exercises that simulate the high altitude training equivalent to high intensity exercise, like we do high intensity interval training exercises, and suited for person with reasonable good health and fitness. So those with a medical issue should refrain from practicing any of the exercises that simulate the high altitude. But there are other exercises which we are going to do over here, which are absolutely anyone can do it, irrespective of the medical condition. Okay. Then the one big question mark is if you are pregnant, then this program is not suitable for you. So those who are pregnant cannot do this program. For people suffering from hypertension, cardiovascular disease, type 1 diabetes, kidney, depression or cancer are advised to practice this with an extra caution of the workouts which we are going to do. And if you have any other medical issue, then you should follow this program only with the consent of the medical practitioner. So these are some guidelines of this program, because it involves we are going to cover approximately 4 sessions of it. Ideally this program is divided into 12 sessions, but we are going to cover it up into the 4 sessions for you. So this is the session 1, and it's as I said, it's a 12 session program, but we are going to compress it into a 12 session and trying to build it up. We'll be understanding theory and the practical aspects of the exercises to tap the natural resources of our body, like we have done in our first session, where we have learned the basic movements. In the second session we looked into further neuromuscular. Now there is a third aspect, which is an internal aspect of breathing. So how we can tap that natural resource which is there. Although from the time we are born till the time today, we have been breathing in a particular way, right? It's a habit, it's a naturally which has been, it's not natural, but it has been built up over the year. So if we wanted to change this, the exercises will take their own time. So we will be hand holding you for the entire program. So one thing which I can promise very loudly is this program will change you definitely for better. Right. So my first question to everyone, and you please put it into your chat box: how many of you think taking large breaths during rest will increase oxygen content of the blood? So can I have the answers on the chat? Can you all put those who are attending? Can I have some answers on the chat, please? So I got answer from Dr. Aparna Prabhu, yes. Dr. Ashwin, Dr. Alka Vora, Santosh Kadam, yes. Dr. Kiran Gubriyan, Poonam Datta, Sunita Todkar, Dr. Aparna Prabhu, yes. So yes, somebody, Vishal Salve, yes, yes. Oh, wonderful. So I okay, definitely. Nandita said definitely. Galaxy A13 said 95. I couldn't get it 95. But Nilofer Pathan, yes. Okay, wonderful. So let me go back to my sharing of the screen. Okay, so most of us think that taking large breaths during the rest will increase the oxygen content of the blood, right? Is it the case? Let's see. Okay, research have shown, let me go to, research have shown that the calorie restriction extend the lifespan, right? When we reduce our calorie content, right, we reduce, it increases the lifespan. But one nutrition we don't consider is oxygen. Just as an excess calorie, excess drinking can cause metabolic damage, there is an excess oxygen can also prematurely damages the tissue through the generation of the free radicals, right? And it has been, research has been proven on that. So another well documented research, आप लोगों ने देखा होगा कि those who live at a higher altitude, जो पहाड़ों पे रहते हैं, those who are living at a higher altitude, they tend to live longer. Why? What is the reason for that? So there are many reasons, but one explanation is reduced pressure of oxygen at the higher altitude, which makes them, their lungs to adapt to a lower pressure of oxygen, and they are able to better utilize their thing. So now my next question to all, right? So I'm stop sharing here and I'm asking the next question. How many of us think that the carbon dioxide is a waste gas? So if you consider this as a waste gas, right? Yes. If you say no, it is not a waste gas, right? No. So can I have a quick review on the chat? Alka, of course it is. Poonam, no. Somebody saying yes. There are few no. Okay. Yes. So almost by and large yes. Dr. Kiran Gubrani, by and large yes. Galaxy A30 yes. Okay. Dr. Smita yes. Dr. Sharda no. Ashwini Mahajan yes. All finalists. Okay, Sunita Todkar don't know. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. Kiran Reddy no. Okay, so the results is divided between almost, I'd say 50%. 50% says yes, it's a waste gas. 50% says no, it's not a waste gas. So what is this carbon dioxide? So let me just move again back to my screen and let's talk. Okay. Why I'm talking this is because if these 10 minutes, if you will understand the basic concepts, then my exercises which I'm gonna give you will become more easier for you to follow. So that's why kindly bear for me for the 10 minutes of this early morning lecture, but it will help each one of us. Okay. Okay. So do more with the less. We can live without food for weeks and water for days, but air for just few brief minutes. You know, air is something which is a very, very essential part of our life. We spend so much of time and attention in terms of कि हमें आज क्या खाना है, what do we want to eat, we have to eat this, we need to take care of our diet, we need to drink this, but do we give a practically any attention to our breathing? Most of the time, the answer is no. We don't give any attention to our breathing. We consider that it is natural, we are born with it, and we are excellent with it, which is not the case. We might focus on the quality of air. कि भाई यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे थोड़ा pollution है, so at least we should move into a place where there is a better air. Or here we are getting some smell, so let us move to the other side. So we always focus on the quality of the air, but we never focused upon the quantity. Quantity we have left it to the nature or left it to our own nature rather than considering about. When we are so much concerned about what we are taking in terms of our drink, and our food, we are not considered anything about what we are breathing, right? And how much we are breathing. So process of breathing has been warped by the chronic stress, sedentary lifestyle, unhealthy diets, homes, and lack of fitness. So जो process of breathing है, it get impacted by all the factors like our modern lifestyle and all those stuff. So healthy breathing habits are a part of healthy living, right? So the first question which I ask is, do you think that taking large breaths are good? The answer is no. I'll explain you why. The second question which I ask is the carbon dioxide waste gas. The answer is no. I'll explain why. Okay. So the biggest obstacle to your health and fitness is rarely identified. It is chronic overbreathing. It's a chronic overbreathing which we do. Chronic overbreathing leads to the loss of health, poor fitness, and compromised performance, and many ailments including anxiety, asthma, fatigue, insomnia, heart problems, and even obesity. So this chronic overbreathing, how do we identify? How do we treat? The entire Oxygen Advantage program is to address that. And we are gonna see where do we lie. We are gonna test today with few of the tests that where do we stand in terms of our own breathing. Right. So how you breathe during the daily life, that determines how you breathe during the physical exercise. So आप बोलते हैं, anybody says let's go and do the fitness classes and all those stuff, but what about the breathing, which is the most important part? You are not able to live 2 minutes without a breathing. Are you concentrating on that? And what kind of a fitness you will be developing if we are not doing correcting our breathing? So breathing too much of the air every minute, every hour, every day translate into the excessive breathlessness during the exercise. So everyone, I think 100% of the people believe that taking large breaths helps in the oxygenation, which is not the case. Why? Because when we look into our SpO2, most of the time it is 95 to 99%. 98 to रहता ही है normally at this level, sea level. So even if you take large breaths and more air, more oxygen, will it saturate more? It cannot go beyond 100%. Or 100% कभी नहीं होता. It will always be around 99% because 1% is a free form. So even if you keep on taking large breaths, you are not going to saturate your blood with more oxygen. Correct? Everybody is a doctor and everybody understands that SpO2 remains between 95 to 99, and if you take more large breaths, you cannot further do it. So what determines how oxygen body can actually depends on how much carbon dioxide in the blood. So the second question, carbon dioxide is not a waste gas. It's a very, very important gas in our body, and how our body will utilize the 95 to 99% of the saturated oxygen depends on the carbon dioxide in the blood. So carbon dioxide is the most important aspect in the entire breathing mechanism. So let's understand further. Let's understand carbon dioxide. Most of us think carbon dioxide is a waste gas. Yes, 50% answers were yes and 50% were no. So those with the no, this is what we are exhaling from our lungs. On the contrary, carbon dioxide is not a waste gas. It is the key variable that allows the release of the oxygen from the red blood cells, right? The hemoglobin, which is oxygen which is bound to the hemoglobin. It is the carbon dioxide which determines how much oxygen is released from the hemoglobin, right? So carbon dioxide is a variable, right? It's a variable. This is known as a Bohr's effect. We need to understand and utilize the principle to stop overheating. But when this research has started in 1968 Mexico Olympic, which was held at the height of 2,300 meters above the sea level. And what they have observed is those people, those who are going from the sea level, finding it very difficult to maintain their performance. And and when they returned back from the Mexico, because they stayed there for a month for the Olympics, they come back to their cities, their states, and when they do the practice, they did the best performance. They achieved their personal best performances. So all the coaches were, question mark that how does this happen? So then they looked into, okay, wow. So what is the reason? So then they find out, okay, there was a less air pressure, and then this high altitude training things started. There was another thing simultaneously which was going into USSR at that time. There was a very renowned scientist, Budyakov, who, because of the Iron Curtain, his research was never publishing to the Western world and to the outside world. It was restricted to the Russian. And he was working on the cosmonauts of Russian Space Agency, because when they were sending, there was a space war which was going on, and they wanted to understand that how the humans behave in terms of their breathing into the space and how we can reduce that. So he developed a methodology. So this Oxygen Advantage program is an advancement on the Budyakov methods which has been developed in 1960s, 70s. So we'll come to it. Dr. Konstantin Budyakov, a brilliant Russian physician who conducted groundbreaking research to determine the optimal breathing of astronauts. So he developed for astronauts, but then he practices for the people with the asthma and anxiety and all those disorders, and he found a wonderful results with all. When we do breathe, we do not have to remember to breathe in and breathe out. कभी आपको याद रखना पड़ता है कि यार मेरे को अभी breath लेनी है? No, nobody remembers. It all happens to the autonomic nervous system. If we have to remember कि I have to take a breath and release the exhale, inhale and exhale, then whole of our life we will be doing this only, right? Or we will stop to exist, because we cannot do any other work if we have to remember that we have to breathe in and breathe out, right? So it's a very, very natural process, and in our ancient yogis and other things in our Vedas, it has been given yoga. The breathing has to be very, very variable factor which need to be controlled. So let's move further. Let's test. Now comes the testing. How fit are you really? Let us measure. So there are 3 measurements we are gonna do now, and every one of you, please measure this and put it on the chat box so that I can have a look. Right. So how fit are you really? Let us measure. So the first measurement we are gonna do is So we are gonna do Bolt score, 3 measurement: onset and endurance of breathlessness, maximum breathlessness test, and breaths per minute. So first thing which we will do is breaths per minute. Everybody must be having a mobile and a timer. So I request everyone to just open up their timer of mobile like this and do nothing. Start the timer, and after 1 minute, and count your breaths, how many breaths you are taking in and out, right? Number of breaths. That's it. That's the only measurement you have to do, and write it into the chat box that how many breaths you have taken in 1 minute. So can we start now? So I'm starting. Everyone, please make a note of 1 minute of number of breaths you are taking in and out. So, and then put it on the chat box. Thank you. So we got number 16 from P0FP46, Biswajit Majumdar 29, Alka Vora 14, Sachin Shruti Sushil Mishra 18, 20, 15, 16, 25, Shubda 8, 40, 21, 14, 26, 17, 25, 15. 20, 12, 18, 24, 28, 28, 24, 8, 21. Wow. 20, Nandita. Quite an interesting numbers which we are seeing over here. I hope you are counting inhale and exhale as one. Inhale 1, exhale 2. Don't count like that. Inhale 1, exhale, inhale, exhale as one breath. Inhale, exhale as 2. So first inhale, exhale is one breath. Right? So even if you have counted inhale as 1 and exhale as 2, you just have to half of the number of that. But most of the time, yeah. So right. So then it will be half. So what will be half? Biswajit Majumdar, can we know from your number? So 18. I just way enough. Good. Yeah, so maybe around 15 for Viswajit, right? Okay, fair enough. Good. 19, 18, 19 numbers of breaths we are taking, inhale and exhale as a one breath. Let's come back to understanding further and moving it now. So hold on to that. I'll come back to it in terms of explanation. Let us do the two more tests which we have to do. The second is a BOLT. BOLT test is a body oxygen level test. Body oxygen level test. And how do we have to do it? Breath holding is one of the most powerful methods to induce the sensation of breathlessness. Correct? And that is the breath hold test gives us much information on the onset and the endurance of dyspnea or air hunger. So this was the research which was done in neurobiology. What you have to do is you have to take a small silent breath. Again, you have to keep your timer ready, right? Take a small silent breath in through your nose. Allow a small silent breath out and hold your nose with your fingers, right? So that you prevent air from entering your lungs. So you close that, mouth closed, nose closed, and count the number of the seconds until you feel the first distinct desire to breathe in, right? Now, how do you find the first desire to breathe in? There are 2-3 things which you need to concentrate in terms of the signals. So the one of the signals is your diaphragm over there start, some signals from the brain comes over here on your diaphragm. So you will feel some twitching here. So that is the first distinct desire to breathe in. Second, you will feel on the back of your head some kind of a sensation to breathe in, right? So that is another. And third is your own breathlessness. So that way you will be able to find out that yes, this is the first. So you don't have to hold it long, right? Don't hold it. I can hold the breath for pretty long period of time. No, this is not a breathlessness test. This is the first distinct desire to breathe. जैसे ही आपके ब्रेन ने आपको सिग्नल भेजा, as soon as your brain sends a signal to any of your body part that breathe, you release it and breathe and stop the counting. First stop the counting and release your nose and start breathing. Is it clear? Can I have your feedback on the chat box that yes, it is clear? Can you quickly share with me? Is the matter clear to everyone? Okay, I have to stop share and then I have to see. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. This is very nice. So you can see from this graph, you have to breathe in, breathe out, and then hold the breath till you find the first signs of air hunger. The tummy might jump or you have some sensation on the back, right? So let's do that test for your BOLT, body oxygen level test. Okay. So once you do it, you let me know the timing. I'll just stop sharing and put it into the chat box. So Poonam Datta, 10 seconds. Kiran Buglayani, 12 seconds. Wonderful. I'm waiting for the others to put in the numbers. Mandar Shikrashne, 46. Deepti Mittal, 20. Soumya Doctor, 25, 14, 18, 29, 20, 29, Dr. Nutan, 35. Excellent. 18, 22, 20, 24, 27. Very nice. Good. 28. Viswajit, 28. Nice. 20, 25. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. 25. 27 Shubda, 23, 28, Kaushik, 24, Manisha ji, 24, very nice. Okay, good. So, Sridhar, 25, Bulande is 25, very good. Okay, so let's move to understand and okay, so we have done this bold number. If you have some pen or paper, just note down your breaths per minute and bold number, right? And let's move to the third part of our testing, right? Now, third test is MBT. MBT is maximum breathlessness test. So what you have to do is you have to stand up, inhale, exhale normally through the nose, pinch your nose and walk at a normal pace while holding the breath. You have to walk. Normal pace. जो भी आपका normal pace है, whatever is your normal pace, please walk. Count the maximum number of the paces that you can hold your breath. Number of steps you can hold your breath. Go easily, right? Go easily. Count the maximum number of the paces that you can hold your breath after the exhalation. Correct? And count the number of the steps. So if you are taking one step, that will be one count. Second is second count. Third is third count, right? So each leg is one count. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So count that your maximum breathlessness test and put the number in the chat box as MBT dash number. MBT dash number, so that I am not confused with that. So MBT number. Okay. So after you do this test, we will know that how much is your what is your current level of over breathing, and then we will talk about it, and we'll do one exercise to correct that. I hope it is clear and everybody is doing that. MBT 16, fit for life. Okay, fair enough. MBT Poonam Datta 20. (36), 20, 22, 30, 21, 25, 2016, 29, 38 Shubda, 29, 30. Very nice. 30. 28, 35, 31, 40, Alexium 40, 28, Anup 30, 26, Deepti Mittal, MBT 25. Fair enough. Good. Let's have a couple of more and then MBT 32. Riaz Mullah 44, 30. Okay, fair enough. So let's move to our presentation back and try to understand what we have done today. Dr. Narhari 20. Okay, Dr. Narhari 20. Let's go. Okay, so we have done 3 tests: breaths per minute. Second, we have done BOLT score, body oxygen level test, and third we have done is MBT, maximum breathlessness test. Now, all these three tests shares about where do we stand today in terms of our breathing. So normally, what we believe is when we looked into the breathing, it was 15-20 breaths we are taking per minute, right? Which is very, very, very high, way higher than what is to be, right? So ideally, the target remains at the 6 breaths per minute, right? 6 breaths per minute. I'll come to it how we are gonna do it. In terms of your bolt, anything above 25 is okay, right? Anything below 25 is not good. For MBT, the range is anything above 40 is good. Anything below 40 needs a lot of improvement. Okay. Now I'll explain, and then we will do one exercise together to improve it. So if a person breath holds after a normal exhalation, it takes approximately 40 seconds before the urge to breathe increases enough to initiate inspiration. The goal is 80 to 100 paces, but less than 60 paces. If you are having an MBT less than 60 paces, there is a significant room for improvement. Correct? So how are we going to achieve this 60 paces? It's through the practice, and this is the practice we are going to do it for in the next 4 sessions which we have. Every Tuesday we are going to have oxygen advantage session. So this you have already done breaths per minute. So before coming to the exercise of breathe light to breathe right, I'll explain you all the 3 important aspects. One is a bolt. Bolt measures when you exhale and pitch your nose. The first distinct desire to breathe in is the bolt, right? So it talks about how the oxygen is getting utilized into your body in presence of carbon dioxide. So we talked about this carbon dioxide is not a waste gas, it is a gas which helps us in the oxygen dissociation from the hemoglobin to utilize into the muscles. So that test gives us this significance. MBT, maximum breathlessness test, give us our current endurance levels, right? And breaths per minute gives us a measurement of whether we are chronically overbreathing or it's okay, or we are normal. So how are we going to control this, right? How are we going to control this is through, today we learn only one exercise. In the next session I will give you more exercises, but this exercise which I am giving you need to be practiced, right? Need to be practiced every day from this Tuesday till the next Tuesday for at least 15 minutes 2 times in a day, right? Morning and evening, BID dosage. Okay, so let's talk breathe light to breathe right. Now the objective of this exercise is to breathe less. So whatever is our level, we were at somebody is breathing 15, someone is breathing 26, 28 breaths per minute, which is too high. Please understand, when we breathe in, our sympathetic nervous system get activated, which increases our heart rate. When we exhale, our parasympathetic nervous system get activated, which reduces the heart rate. Now, for exhalation, for breathe out, you never have to force anything. Even for breathing in also, but when you are breathing in, there is a pressure which is generated, and there is an increase in the heart rate because of the sympathetic nervous system. Whereas when you exhale, it's a parasympathetic nervous system which gets activated. So objective of breathe light to breathe right is, when you are breathing before you begin this exercise, to create a tolerable need for air and sustain it over 3 to 5 minutes. So at first you might only feel a need for air for a few seconds. With practice it becomes easier. So this is your current. So first graph, if you can see, I am putting my cursor over here. This is your current breathing, in and exhale, inhale and exhale. Now what we need to do is, we need to take a smaller inhalation and we have to do a longer exhalation. Smaller inhalation, longer exhalation. Relaxed and a gentle breathe out. So how are we gonna do it? I'll explain you and we'll do it together. There is no need to change the number of breaths per minute at this point of time, whatever breaths you are taking, or to vary the length of each breath. So please understand, inhale for 2 seconds and exhale for 3 seconds does not necessarily means the same thing. So there is a one person over here who's inhaling for 2 seconds, gently, slow and deep, and exhaling for 3 to 4 seconds, normal and extended. Whereas one person who is taking a lot of air in for the 2 seconds, lot of air out in 3 to 4 seconds, and then doing a natural flow. But both the breathings are very, very different. Both the breathing are very different. So if you do the one which is above, it will calm your mind, it will give you more deeper breathing, right? Then the one who are doing it too much of air in and too much of air out, right? So we'll understand the science behind it and the exercise. So there are two options: slow down the speed of the air as it enters and leaves your nostril, or take a shorter breath in and allow a relaxed breath out. So whatever is comfortable to you, you do that. But when we are doing an exercise, I'm gonna give a count. So I'll be counting the numbers and you will be breathing as per my numbers. Okay. So 4 places where you will feel the air is coming into the body. So one is the nose. You need to be aware about nose, the back of the throat, right? So we cannot see it from the inside, but back of the throat, the chest part, this chest part, and then this diaphragm, which is like this in a relaxed position. So all these places you should feel the air, right? So now time to exercise. We are gonna do it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes we will do the practice. Sit up straight, right? Keep your back straight. Put your hand on the chest, right, like this, and second hand on your tummy, and gently press. You have to press it gently, right? Just press it gently, right? You have to press it gently so that you will be controlling excessive air in, right? So put up a pressure on your chest and your tummy and breathe against your hands, concentrating on making the size of each breath smaller, right? So with each breath taking less air than you would like to, make this in breath smaller and shorter. Gently slow down and reduce your breathing movements until you feel a tolerable hunger for air. Breathe out with a relaxed exhalation. When the in breath becomes smaller and the out breath is relaxed, visible breathing movement will be reduced. You may be able to notice this in a mirror. So if you are looking in the mirror, your breathing is not visible, right? That's what it is saying. Right? So let's do for 5 minutes. And okay, so I'm starting. How I will be counting is, I'll be saying in 2, 3, 4, out 5, 6, 7, 8, pause. So when I say in 2, 3, 4, these seconds you have to inhale slow and easy with your hand on your chest and hand on your tummy. Okay, so with this, in 2, 3, 4, and when I say out 5, 6, 7, 8, that time you will be exhaling, right? And then I'll say pause, so hold, and then I'll say in 2, 3, 4, again you will be inhaling. Now some of you who are doing 14, 15, 20, 30 breaths per minute, it will be a little challenging, but try to follow the number. Even sometimes if you don't follow follow the in and out, again leave that particular count and again join from the next count. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? If in case you miss some in and out, right, you leave that particular breath and leave that following that and start from the next inhale, right, when I'm saying. So you do normal breathing during that time which you have left, and when I'm coming with the next count, you start from there. Now I'm gonna count it for 5 minutes, and this is a very calming effect. If you want to close your eyes, it's good. If you don't want to, it's okay, perfectly fine. So I'll be starting now with my command in, out. So you match your breathing with my command. Okay. So let's start. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. Relax yourself. Keep breathing in the same manner, right, which we are currently doing. Keep your breath calm, relaxed. Observe your breath coming through your nose, back of your throat, chest, and at diaphragm. Inhale slowly, gently for 4 counts. Exhale slowly, gently for 5 counts. And then give a natural pause to the breathing and keep continuing. Okay. So, breathe light to breathe right. The need for the air should be no greater than the end of the bolt. Achieve an air shortage where you can be on the verge of disrupting your breathing, but try not to go beyond it. It is a fine line. With practice, it is easier to maintain a tolerable air shortage, right? So the chronic breathing which we have been doing for the years need to be corrected. So we need to practice this, right? So sometimes you might feel that there is some disruption or a loss of control when you are doing this exercise, right? That you are not able to do it, or you are not able to follow it, or you are not able to do it in the manner which has been designed. No issues. Normalize your breath the way you are taking, and then again repeat. Keep practicing, keep coming back to it, because once you have a rhythm, then it becomes pretty easy. So what are the signs that you are gonna do it? Your eyes goes glossy. So there is the shining in the eyes. There is some people might have seen that there is an increase of the saliva because they are keeping a mouth closed and doing this. So there is an increased saliva in the mouth. Nose may run. Some people might have a running, get some running nose. Hands get warm. Face gets pink. Some people feel sudden calmness. Others may feel slight panicky. So these are the various signs when you are trying to correct your breathing, right? So if any one of you have found any of these signs or any other sign while doing that, please share it into the chat box. We'll look into it. Now when you are gonna do and repeat a bolt, it will be 25 to 40% higher once you do a calm your breathing. So I want you to do it later, but this is a thank you. I'll stop sharing over here. So this is the first exercise. So there are around different sets of exercises which we need to do over a period of the sessions. But right. So this is a so we have got a feedback. Yeah, you Dr. Kiran is saying you pause only for 1 second. Yeah, we only pause for 1 second and then again the input. Another we have got a glassy eyes. Yes. So these are the various effects which the breathing gives. And please understand, we are doing 6 breaths in this exercise in a minute. And when we did a breaths per minute score of yours before the start of the exercises, everybody was at 18, 20, 19, 24, 15. Now you understand, as you reduce your breaths, there is a full calmness which is coming up into you, right? And it increases your focus and concentration and a lot of other stuff. So why it is happening is you are reducing your chronic overheat. You are making carbon dioxide, a little increase in the carbon dioxide in the body, which is making your oxygen to get dissociated with the hemoglobin and get utilized properly into the muscles and into your entire body. So basically you are doing a good to your body by calming your breathing and making oxygen work properly for your body. There are more theory into it, which we will take it up into the next sessions. But right now, I am open to the question, and I hope you have got the details and understand the basic mechanism on which we are going to work for your oxygen advantage. Over to you, Sachin sir, for any questions over here.
Yeah, any questions from our doctors? So I also was seeing a lot of responses. Everybody was responding. And with Dr. Raul, really this exercise which we did for almost 4-5 minutes, it really gave a lot of calmness, undoubtedly, and people have reacted on that also. So now I would request anybody has any questions, so you can write and into the chat box or Q&A section, so we can ask any point of time. Dr. Raul, at the same time, one question on terms of physical activity, what we need to follow for next tomorrow and today, what?
Yeah, I'll come to it now. So we have learned in these last 3 sessions, which has been powered by Acumentis and NetPCO Care. We have done, first was the basic exercises we have done. The second we have done with the master workout, and third we have done the breathing. Now this breathing exercise become an essential part of everyday workouts. So maybe in the morning, once you get up, the first thing you need to do is 3 things. You need to measure your goal score. You need to measure your MBT. You need to measure your breaths per minute. So first you start with breaths per minute, then you measure goal, and then you measure MBT. Now why I say so? When we sleep in the night, our respiratory system is in auto mode, right? And we don't control a lot of stuff. There is no anxiety, right? So that gives early morning first measurement gives a right score for our goal, MBT, and breaths per minute. So try to do that. So that is the first part. After measuring all this stuff, you go one day you do flaps, which we have done, planks, lunges, abs, burpees, squats, and next day you do masters. So you alternate between these two. On Thursday we are gonna teach you. We are gonna have a session on one more interesting workout, which is an animal workouts. So that will be a very, very interesting workout, and I hope every one of you will enjoy it. So that's what we need to do. And then this practice of breathe light and breathe right, you need to do after the exercise. You do it for 5-10 minutes. I recommend 10 minutes. Actually, it has to be done 15 minutes, but right now, because we are doing it for the first time, try to do it 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, and 5 to 10 minutes before the sleep. Before you go to sleep, you do that part, right? Before the sleep, this will do 10 to 15 minutes of these breathe light exercises. Right. So Poonam Datta ji is asking, can you repeat the last explanation? So which one is the last one? Can elaborate on that. Yeah, over to you, Sachin sir, to take the question.
Yeah, there are maximum more of questions. You can see that maximum how many times we can do per day.
So for those who have got a Bolt score less than 20 Bolt score, they can do it for 6 times into 10 minutes. Bolt score less than 20, 6 times 10 minutes each is the maximum they should do, but as the time permits, they can start with the 3 times. Anybody between 20 to 30 Bolt score, they can do it 3 times in a day, 10 minutes each. And those who are having more than 30 Bolt score, there are different set of exercises which are coming, but you have to do 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes before the sleep.
Okay. And I have been getting this, can we get the recording of previous 2? Yes, on your email ID by which you have logged in, all of you are getting the recording of the sessions and even the reminders also. So, and we are sending by SMS, and possibly with lot of people's request, we'll create a WhatsApp group today, so where only the attendees will keep joining in. So all these postings will be done there. So if you have missed any session, you can always refer and go to that session and you can see that. And even like, for your family members, for your kids, for your husband, for your wife. So if you want to tell them you feel good, so you can refer that. So you can just click a link and and send it forward. So we'll surely do that now. So
there is one question by Deepthi Mittal in the question answer section, which says humans take 16 to 18 breaths per minute, as we have read and it's documented, but not best is only 6 and 7. How come? Right. So there is a question which says how come 6 and 7 breaths are okay, 16 to 18 here. So as a normal way, I would like to answer over here. Yes, as a normal way, you might be taking 16 to 18 breaths. But if you look into the oxygen utilization, the role of carbon dioxide, and it has been very well documented in all the breathing and respiratory journals, as well as into our ancient yogic texts, that if you breathe less, you increase your lifespan. And how you are increasing your lifespan is by proper utilization of the oxygen into the body, with the effect of the Bohr effect. It's all scientifically been proven over a period of time. This workouts which we are doing, Oxygen Advantage, is specifically been employed for the people with the asthma and other things. I just have one of my students who is an asthmatic, right? And I just give you his figures. I'll just share with you. When he started with me for a 12-week sessions, he started with the number of 20 breaths per minute, and right now after the 12th session he is at 3.5 breaths per minute, 3.5 to 4 breaths per minute, right? His MBT, BOLT, all has been improved exceptionally, and his asthma symptoms has been reduced. So what I'm trying to say is, it gives a lot of calming to your mind. What happens when we do overweight? There is always an anxiousness. There is a release of adrenaline, right? So fight, flight, and flight. These responses we have learned, right? Fight and flight. So when we are doing fight and flight, there is a release of adrenaline, right? Your heart rate goes up. Either you are fighting or you are going fight. So and your breathings go higher. So as your breathing goes higher, it is a fight and flight response, which we remain ourselves with the chronic overbreathing all throughout our day. If we are breathing more than 6 to 7 breaths per minute, we are always in a fight and flight mode of our body. So it's a protective response of the body. It is not a normal breathing mechanism. So that's what is the explanation, right? Other questions, sir? Please take it up, sir.
I think we are good to go. Like with all the questions we have done. All the things are covered, right? So I think this is today's end of the session. We have covered all the questions. We have not missed, I believe, anything, because you have already answered. There was only one question which was on can COPD guys can do it, so you have already answered that, right?
Right. So, one more question I would like to answer over here before that. So there's a question. So earlier we used to do deep breathing, long inhalation and non-exhalation. Is it not correct? I would like to, this is a part of the second session, but I'll just explain in 1 minute and then we can close the session as guided. Long inhalation, right? And long exhalation. Deep and slow. These three things are very different, right? We need to understand, when we are taking a breathe in, it has to be slow, gentle, deep, right? Slow, gentle, deep. So it goes inside. So it is in terms, let's not confuse with the deep breathing with the long inhalation. Deep breathing, slow and gentle. It allows more air to go in, rather than doing taking lot of air inside, right? So we have to work on the internal body mechanism of utilization of the oxygen which is breathing in. Unfortunately, at this point of time, we are not utilizing the oxygen which we are breathing in. We are using only a partial part of it. So we are trying to make our body adaptable to utilize that oxygen, and that's how this breathe light and breathe right comes in. So thank you. Over to you, sir.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we thank everyone, putting your time and giving to your health. So thank you everyone. It was a very, very nice session for on Oxygen Advantage. So now we'll meet day after tomorrow, right? Thursday.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So see you. Goodbye everyone. Thank you so much. Anything, please get in touch. We'll create a WhatsApp group today. So please take part in that. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.